Hello, I'm John Cunningham, and welcome to another episode of the RedChip Money Report. For those of you new to the show, RedChip is an investor relations, media, and research firm focused on emerging growth companies. Our unique platform combines global multimedia with traditional investor relations, reaching investors around the world. Today's show features interviews with executives of two companies. First up is Continental Lithium, an active, growing aggregator and miner of high-quality lithium and rare earth metals in Nigeria. You'll learn about their significant land holdings and licenses in the prolific Nigerian lithium belt, as well as their plans to accelerate growth when we speak with the CEO, Pierce Carson, later in the show. Next up is RailVision, stock symbol RVSN on the NASDAQ. RailVision is transforming rail safety with innovative AI technology that enables trains to identify upcoming obstacles with sufficient time to stop. Currently, limits in human vision often mean by the time a train engineer sees an upcoming obstacle, it's already too late to prevent an accident. This revolutionary technology is already being used in markets globally, and the company expects funds from its 2022 IPO will help to accelerate growth in the quarters ahead. We'll learn more when we speak with the founder and CEO later in the show. Now, before we get to the first interview, our quote of the week. It comes from the book Small Stocks, Big Money. You can be happy with the companies you own, but you may not be happy with their stock performance. If you know what you're investing in and you're patient, you'll have a day when the market recognizes the value, but that may not be today or tomorrow. This quote comes from Byron Roth, CEO of Roth Capital, featured in Chapter 7 of Small Stocks, Big Money. This is a book of exclusive interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Get a digital copy on Amazon today for just $18. Now let's get started with our first interview today with Continental Lithium.
Pierce, thanks for being with us today.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me, Dave.
You recently became the CEO of a company called Continental Lithium, which is out of Lagos, Nigeria. And this company, as I understand it, has one of the largest lithium assets in Nigeria, possibly in all of Africa. I want to talk about why you joined the company, and I want you to also talk about this Nigerian lithium belt where they have the 15 of their 26 licenses.
Dave, I've been in the mining business for a long time now. It's been my major career. I've been involved in several mines, all the way from exploration through development into production. And the lithium activity, the market today is a very, very exciting place to be. The company Continental Lithium has a wonderful large land package in some of the most prospective geology in the world for lithium. It was started by two Nigerian gentlemen, very well-educated guys who were educated in Europe. And they started back in 2017. They had the foresight, before anybody was really too interested in lithium, to start acquiring ground. And the way they chose their ground was areas where there was artisanal mining going on, where the locals were actually mining the lithium ores and exporting those. They would sell them to buyers and they'd be exported. So those areas where you have the artisanal mining is about the best exploration tool you could ever think of, because that was good productive ore right at the surface. So they went out and acquired a lot of ground. They have about 152,000 acres, I think. And as you point out, a large part of that is in what's known as the lithium belt. The geology of Nigeria is sort of dominated by some basement core rocks. And within that, there's a belt of several hundred miles long, where there are a lot of what are known as pegmatites. And these pegmatites are sort of the last deposition from the granites. As the granites, the old basement rocks cooled in the fractures and whatnot, you got these pegmatites deposited. And within the pegmatites in Nigeria, you have rare earth minerals, you have lithium, tantalum, tin, a whole suite of sort of very differentiated minerals that are associated with these pegmatites.
So as I understand it, the company is already generating revenue through their surface mining on many of their mines, I think about 10 of them or so. So they're already a revenue generating company. So talk to us about that model.
We've got sort of a dual model in terms of our strategy with Continental Lithium. One of them, it's a very important one, is the actual production that they're achieving. And for the last 4 years, they've been increasing production. I think last year they had a little over $5 million in revenue. And what they've been doing is working with the artisanal miners, and they've put in 3 processing facilities where they upgrade the spodumene so that it can be sold. Spodumene has about 8% lithium, and they've been shipping after the concentration process with the artisanal miners. They've been shipping around 6%. They've got 2 or 3 customers. It's mainly going to Southeast Asia, to China.
Well, let's talk about the lithium. This is hard rock lithium, and we say 6% quality, if you will. What are we actually saying here? Because I think most lithium today coming from spodumene has about 2% lithium. We've seen it, or you've seen it in your company, as high as even 7%. So why don't you explain that to our viewers today?
Yes. Well, first of all, backing up and looking at the lithium market, there are 2 main sources of lithium geologically. One comes from brines, and a lot of that's mined down in Chile and Argentina. And the other is the hard rock lithium that you're referring to. And if you go in with a big open pit mine, there will be a lot of dilution with feldspars and quartz and other minerals. So you won't get the 7 or 8% lithium that we get. We get that because the artisanal miners are hand sorting that lithium material. So we get almost pure spodumene. The big mine would have that spodumene diluted with other minerals. And that's the reason that our grade is as high as it is.
Pierce, I want to talk about the global supply-demand issues for lithium. As I understand it, for the next 20 years, there's going to be more demand than supply. Talk to us about that issue and how Nigeria may fit into that equation.
Sure. Well, as everyone knows, the world is undergoing a green revolution, with the focus being on electric vehicles, lithium-ion batteries for a wide variety of uses. And the world is turning away from oil and gas to these batteries. A very important component of the batteries is lithium. And the average growth rate from 2019 to 2030 is about 25% annually. From 1920 to 21, the growth rate for that period alone was 32%. So what's happening is the demand is increasing. Right now, it's not being fulfilled. There are a lot of companies which are out there scrambling to try to get lithium production. And so Continental Lithium is in an extremely good position to take advantage of the current world demand.
Nigeria may seem an unlikely place to find lithium, but you know, we've got some of the biggest companies in the world that have been there. Exxon, Conoco, Halliburton, making a lot of money in the oil and gas industry. And now the government, as I understand it, is very mining friendly. They want to do everything they can to exploit this asset, a very rich mineral company. I know Tesla was over trying to make a deal with the government for their lithium. China's over there, Australia's over there, Canada's over there. So there's a big rush into Nigeria now with companies going after this lithium. How do we potentially fit into this?
Well, we're in a very good position. You're quite correct. First of all, Nigeria is the largest economy in Africa by far. It's growing at a rapid rate. It'll be one of the top countries in the world economically within a few years. A lot of the growth, as you point out, in Nigeria has been oil and gas. And what's happened is that the government is now turning away from oil and gas a little bit, and they want to emphasize mining. So mining is going to be the big up and coming industry in Nigeria. And of course, Continental Lithium, with its wonderful position geologically, is going to be able to take care of that. The government is somewhat reluctant to have foreign companies come in and just take their assets. So the fact that Continental Lithium is a Nigerian company is a big advantage. And the other thing that the government really would like to see is the establishment of plants to produce a final product in Nigeria rather than just exporting the raw material. And so Continental Lithium, I think, is going to be able to take advantage of that as well. As you know, we've got some relationships with other companies on the processing side, and our plan is to emphasize upgrading that spodumene within Nigeria over a period of time.
No, I understand. So you're a geologist by training. You worked for Exxon for many years. You have a PhD from Stanford. Talk to us about, there's a couple mines that you're going to put some real money into and develop. Talk to us about that process and what you hope to accomplish.
We're actually having sort of a twofold strategy as far as we want to approach the potential of the ground that we have in Nigeria. The first we talked about a little bit, the artisanal mining. We want to increase the artisanal mining, and we think we can do that. And so we can build those revenues, even though they're not big revenues right now. We think we can increase those. It is a little bit unusual for a small exploration company to have any revenue at all. And so we're very encouraged by the potential to increase that revenue, and we intend to do that over the next 2 or 3 years. We intend to increase it substantially. The second part of our strategy is to go after the big elephants, the big deposits that we think are there. That'll require some exploration, some trenching, a lot of sampling, and some drilling. And that's part of our plan. We've developed exploration plans to try to develop the big deposits that we're quite certain are there, but you know, these things take a while longer. They're more expensive in terms of exploration, but of course, once you find a really big deposit, then you know, you can compete on the world stage. So that's what we're trying to do. We've got the artisanal mining to increase revenues in the short to intermediate term, and we've got our larger term exploration program to find the big deposits.
Let's talk about the business climate in Nigeria. It is the largest economy in Africa. By 2030, McKinsey says it will be a top 20 economy. New government has recently come in, new administration, new president, mining friendly. But how would you describe the business climate in Nigeria?
Well, it's a very, very exciting and energetic climate. There's a lot of entrepreneurs there doing things. The government's very receptive to new ideas, new technology. It's a great place to work. You know, a lot of people have a concern about Nigeria, if you look at the track history and the success of the oil industry, the support of the government in particular for mining, we're pretty confident we'll have a great opportunity, a great environment to work in Nigeria.
And very close ties, good relationship with the U.S. government. The government of the U.S. is one of the biggest investors in Nigeria among all African countries. I think they're our biggest investment partner. So I think that's a big plus for those who are considering doing business there, obviously. Give us a summary again of why investors and potential offtake partners should take an interest in the company.
Well, first of all, we are producing this high quality spodumene that is very important. Secondly, because of the large potential that we have, an investor is going to see a lot of growth and value. If you look at the kind of market capitalizations that lithium companies are getting in the world today, it's phenomenal. I mean, there are a number of companies with no production at all that are capitalized at $1 billion or $2 billion. On the smaller side, with any production at all, you're looking at several $100 million. So this is a startup opportunity in some ways, although, the company's been operating for several years now. It's got a very good track record. And I think an investor coming in at this point is going to have the potential to see very large upside in their investments.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being with us today, Pierce.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Dave.
Now, to get more information on Continental Lithium, please visit their website at continental-lithium.com. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions about Continental Lithium. Now let's move on to our next interview today with Rail Vision.
Hello, with us today we have Shahar Hania, the CEO of Rail Vision. Shahar, thanks for being with us today.
Greg, thank you very much for having me today.
Rail Vision is revolutionizing railway safety with innovative AI-driven technology solutions. Shahar, let's start with a brief overview of your product portfolio.
Rail Vision is revolutionizing railway safety with a portfolio of innovative AI-driven technology solutions. Our solutions include cognitive obstacle detection and collision avoidance system, driver alert system, intelligent track monitoring system for predictive maintenance. We offer two ADAS products for the railway industry. On the one hand, our mainline product is designed to be used in freight and passenger trains. The system's main advantage is to detect and classify potential hazards up to 2 kilometers away, even in challenging light and weather conditions, enabling the train driver to stop the train safely and prevent accidents. On the other hand, we offer a shunting yard product specifically designed to help drivers in marshalling yards. The system enhances visibility in all light and weather conditions and detects switch states, faults, floating switch status, derailing equipment, and other obstacles threatening normal shunting operations. Overall, Rail Vision cutting-edge AI-driven technology and products ensure railway safety and efficiency.
How big is the market opportunity you are addressing?
The global railway safety market size is expected to reach over $16 billion by 2027. This presents a significant market opportunity for Rail Vision to provide its innovative AI-driven technology solutions for railway safety. Integration of advanced technologies such as AI is expected to grow in the coming years in the rail industry, and we are there to fill that gap. Additionally, the increasing focus on safety regulations and standards has created a high demand for innovative solutions in the railway safety market.
Shahar, Rail Vision has several proof-of-concept programs underway with current and potential customers. Tell us about these programs and what they mean to the future of the company.
Well, we are proud to have participated in the Rio Tinto's AutoHaul project, a leading effort in autonomous iron ore transportation in Australia's Pilbara region. Our solution performed above and beyond expectations while offering exceptional visibility of up to 2 kilometers regardless of light conditions. The long-term POC with SBB Cargo demonstrates the impressive capabilities of our shunting yard solution and its ability to help the driver and the operation manager. And to finish strong, following a successful proof of concept with the Israel Railway Company, We will be providing 10 mainline units. The fact that they have entrusted RailVision with this responsibility reflects the power of our systems over other solutions offered to them and shows the trust in us.
Let's turn now to your business model. How does RailVision generate revenue?
That's an important question, Craig. RailVision generates revenue through the sale of its railway monitoring systems and services to customers in the railway industry. This includes hardware, software, and services such as installation, maintenance, and data analysis.
Management is key to the success of smaller cap companies. Who are some of the key players on your team?
That's a great question. You must have a great team. It is not a singular endeavor, but a group journey. RailVision has a team spirit which I believe no one has, not mentioning that each member brings vast experience from the correspondent field. From mechanics through software, algorithms, even field tests, all are expert. This is what makes RailVision truly unique.
Knorr Bremse, a global leader in braking systems for the rail industry, was an early investor in RailVision. What can you tell us about this relationship?
Well, the relationship between RailVision and Knorr Bremse is the true testament to the power of strategic partnership in driving innovation. Knorr Bremse's investment in RailVision represents more than just financial support. It represents a long-term commitment to working together towards a common goal of advancing the rail industry. With their expertise, resources, and our cutting-edge technology, we are poised to make a lasting impact on how rail operations are conducted. Our profound relationship is set to go a long way in shaping the future of the rail industry. In the beginning of the year, Knorr Bremse's Senior Vice President, Mr. Mark Klibery, was appointed to serve as RailVision Chairman of the Board. This shows the strong bond our companies share. There is not a stronger statement than this.
And finally, Shahar, what is the essential value proposition? Why should investors take an interest in RailVision today?
Investors should take an interest in RailVision today because of growing demand of advanced technology solutions in the rail industry, driven by the need to improve safety, efficiency, and sustainability. RailVision's computer vision systems are well positioned to meet these needs to provide a significant return of investment. You know, the railway industry is experiencing considerable growth each year, presenting a significant market opportunity and return of investment, especially for RailVision investors.
It's a great story, Shahar. Thank you so much for sharing it with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate the invitation, Craig, and it was a pleasure and a great honor.
Now to get more information on RailVision, visit rvsninfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, presentations, and the latest videos. It's all free. You can even subscribe to email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. We also have a free weekly newsletter you can subscribe to at redchip.com, featuring emerging growth companies like RailVision. Again, visit redchip.com and subscribe today. In addition to our newsletter, you can also order your copy of Small Stocks, Big Money, a book written by RedChip CEO, featuring interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Order your copy at redchip.com today for just $18. Now let's recap the companies you met today. First, you met Continental Lithium. They're an established, disruptive first mover in the exporting of high-grade lithium from Nigeria. With 100% interest in 26 mineral licenses covering 159,000 acres, 15 of which are for lithium located in the Nigerian lithium belt. Continental is capitalizing on prime access to hard rock lithium with spodumene concentrate averaging 5.5% to 6.8% lithium oxide, far surpassing global standards of 0.4%. Continental is further differentiated on the global lithium stage as a revenue-producing company that has consistently grown top-line revenue and operating income over the past 5 years, with gross revenue reaching $5.1 million in 2022 and operating income hitting $1.3 million representing compound annual growth rates of 115% and 126% respectively. Again, to learn more about Continental Lithium, visit their website at continental-lithium.com, or you can call us at 1-800-RED-CHIP. Next, you met RailVision, stock symbol RVSN on the NASDAQ. RailVision's innovative technology is ushering in an era of safe train travel while reducing accidents that can create significant infrastructure issues that result in large financial losses for rail operators. In addition to its core safety technology, RailVision is launching predictive maintenance technology as well as potential marketing applications that use advanced AI to target ads to train passengers. Learn more about this compelling growth story at rvsninfo.com. Again, if you have any questions about any of the public companies featured on today's show, please call us at 1-800-RED-CHIP or email us at info@redchip.com. In closing, remember, while small caps can provide significant gains, you must be prepared for the downside. Small cap stocks are among the most volatile asset class. Some of the companies featured on this show are RedChip client companies, and we may own stock in these companies. So please always read our disclosures at redchip.com. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you next week with some new exciting emerging growth companies.